Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the whole Philek Akim, teaching and preaching this truth with all righteousness and sincerity. We're the Israelites that have prophesied the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. We are also set up to give our people warning of the things that will be shortly come into pass here in these days in regards to Jacob's trouble, famine, pestilences, diseases, love of many waxing cold, teeth of wild beasts, Esau, Edom coming down with great wrath. All right, and the mandatory implementation of the implantable technology, the Quran.
See here.
And when we speak about the Quran, we're referring to what's written in Revelation 13 in regards to the MOTB, or it's an acronym. Put the words together, right? So, you know, as always, we're going to continue to stay in the spirit of prophecy, which that's the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai. So let's start there real quick. All right, we'll go to the spirit. You know, it's going to bounce off each other.
Book of Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And it reads, "And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said to me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy."
Yeah, so the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. And the word prophecy just basically means things said before. So when you read in the Bible deals heavily with prophecy. You know? Can we get Jeremiah 28:8? The prophets were Israelites.
Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
So this is the conversation of the prophets. They're going to be speaking about against great kingdoms. They're going to be talking about wars and pestilences and evils, right?
Verse 9. The prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh had truly sent him.
Yeah, because if a prophet is prophesying of wars and of evils and of pestilence, and you see the wars, the evils, and the pestilence, then you will know that the Lord is truly sent him. But the prophet that prophesied peace, you know, these prosperity preachers, you know, pretty much all the pastors and preachers of, you know, so-called blacks and Hispanic communities, you know, they're all set up, bought and paid for to push this narrative of peace and, you know, all this other stuff. It's contrary to the scripts. All right? But we start with our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. We're to prophesy and also rightly divide the word and truth, all right, of the scripts. Now, the title of this camp today is, "And he shall send them a savior," all right, and a great one, which is our Lord Yahweh Shai, which is prophesied all in the Old Testament. So we go to Isaiah 19, we're going to start at the top, work our way down.
Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt.
Now when you go into that word burden there, because we also go into words, we use the concordance, we go into the languages that the Bible was translated from to get a deeper understanding of what's being said. When you go into that word burden there, you'll find the word prophecy there. All right, so what it's saying is the prophecy of Egypt. Now, this Egypt that it's talking of isn't speaking about ancient Egypt ruled by Pharaoh and you had the hieroglyphics and all that stuff. This is speaking about this modern day Egypt, which is Babylon the Great, which is America.
Revelation 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Now, the dead bodies that it's referring to are Israelites that were in a dead state. Without the breath of life, without the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you are, you know, a part of the congregation of the dead. You know, you just like these heathens out here. So those dead bodies were Israelites in a dead state, not having the Holy Spirit.
It says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So Babylon the Great, or the great city, It's spiritually called Sodom in Egypt, and we can run parallels of those ancient societies to what we see today. In fact, when you read Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, it says that which have been is that which shall be, and there's no new thing under the sun. So a lot of things that we see today in this kingdom, this sinful kingdom, laden with iniquity, we can read about it in what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah, what happened in Babylon, all right, Egypt, all these different, kingdoms, because these vibrations, it just transfer to the next society. So Sodom, when you read about Sodom and Gomorrah, that was a place where a lot of perverse sexuality was exalted, and you see that today. You have the alphabet community, they pretty much got rights and liberties that far surpass the rights and liberties of a man here. Then you got Egypt, right? Ancient Egypt, you had the Israelites there under Pharaoh as bondmen and bondwomen. We built up those different treasure cities where you see today those great pyramids and all that. And most importantly, in that Egyptian captivity, the Lord, set up deliverance had there. So we're going to experience a great deliverance here in this kingdom. We're going to read about it.
Continuing on Revelation 11:8 at the end, it says, "Where also our Lord is crucified."
Now, our Lord Yahushua, he was crucified outside of Jerusalem in an area called Golgotha, right? So we know that he wasn't physically crucified here in Babylon the Great, but he was spiritually crucified. When those Spanish conquistadors sailed from Europe to the New World, or Babylon, the New World to America, Salakia, they came with a whitewashed image of our Lord. They came with Caesar Borgia. So what they did was, to the natives, which were Israelites of the Northern Kingdom, they basically forcefully converted them to Christianity, all right? And if you didn't, do what those conquistadors did, round up the gold, all right? When you read the scripts, it speaks about flying aircrafts, right? Now, will you find the word aircraft in the Bible? No. Will you find the word plane in the Bible? No. But you will find these different titles for these aircrafts. You got wheel within the wheel.
Whirlwind.
You got whirlwinds. You got clouds. You got us birds flying. You got the chariots of fire. A pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. The so-called UFOs, right, are known biblically as the chariots of Israel. Those vehicles is what the angels travel to and fro in the earth in. And that aircraft is also the aircraft that took up Elijah, the prophet. That aircraft took up the Lord Yahushua in Acts the 1st chapter. And these aircraft will also beam up the elect. When you read in Revelation 11 and also Revelation 18, it speaks about how they heard a loud voice from heaven saying, "Come up hither." All right? So they get beamed up, right?
I got a piece to prove that. Psalms 104 and verse 3. Psalms 104 and 3. "Who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind."
Yeah, so, just...
Tripod.
Oh, yeah, exactly, like a tripod,
Isaiah 19:1, "The bird of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon his swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt."
Yeah, so when you look at the, various different, phenomena that's happening in the heavens, you will see that in America, there's been a sharp uptick in, so-called UFO sightings, But all that is the fulfilling of what's written in the prophecies, These aircrafts are going to be coming into Egypt, right? Which there is videos of them being in other, different places throughout the world, South America, you know, Europe, you know, certain places. But they're visiting Egypt.
Because the angels, they're the eyes of the Lord, so they travel to and fro throughout the whole world.
Yeah.
So measuring the conduct of the people.
Yeah.
You know? But like you said, they mainly seen them in America. I want to preach so good. It's going to be the great deliverance.
Yeah.
Outside, the angels come to deliver the elect.
This is Proverbs 15:3. The eyes of Yahweh are in every place.
Right. The eyes of the Lord are the angels. You know, they're in every place. You see?
Beholding the evil and the good.
Yeah, so the angels, they behold the evil and the good. You know? And what's the good? Good is the Israelites out there on the highways of always preaching the right doctrine, exalting the names of Yahweh Bashim Shah. What's all the evil? Anti-Messiah spirit.
Got another one for you. This is Job 34:21. For his eyes are upon the ways of man, and he seeth all his goings.
Yeah, because the Most High Yahweh's eyes are 10,000 times wider than the earth, as it says in the Apocrypha. Yes, it's like the sun, the water. So the Lord sees everything.
Yep. So the angels are very important, man. They got very important roles. Now, do we worship the angels? No. But the Lord controls everything in the earth by way of the angels.
Going back to Isaiah 19:1 at the end, it says, "And the eyes of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it."
Yeah, so the whole lifestyle of this place, the philosophies, the different religions, you know, different freedoms of this place, it's all going to be moved at the Lord's presence, you know, especially when Yahweh Shai comes. Caesar board is here. If you're a Muslim worshiping Allah, and you're a free spirit, and you use sage to smudge your house, and you wearing all the the stones and all that, if you ain't worshiping Yahweh Bashim Shai, spirit of truth, all them different ways of life ain't gonna do nothing for you. All that super positivity and all that shit
in the universe.
Yeah, you worshiping the universe and all these damn plants in your house. None of that stuff ain't gonna deliver you from the wrath to come, man. Can we get that scripture, righteousness delivered from death? Yeah. Only thing that's gonna deliver you first and foremost is you being allotted for salvation from the foundation of the earth. That's one. But those spirits that's allotted for salvation from the foundation of the earth, they're gonna have particular characteristics like you went into. A tree may be known by its fruit. So the trees of righteousness, they're gonna bear certain fruits. And this is a part of it. Lord willing, we endure unto the end.
Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death.
Yeah, you hoarding up gold, silver, property, land. You know, you got your basement full of non-perishable items. You know, tanks of gas, doomsday prepper kits. Those are going to be looked at as riches in the times that we're coming into, right? That's not going to deliver you from death. You know, but as it says, righteousness, that'll deliver you, you know? Laying up treasures in heaven, repenting, converting, worshiping the true power. Those fruits of the Spirit is what's going to enable you for salvation, man. Call upon the names and rightly dividing the word in truth. Teaching the Lord's sheep, teaching the Lord's lambs, you know?
Charity amongst the brotherhood.
Yeah, charity amongst the brotherhood. You know, those particular things is going to enable you for salvation.
Going back to Isaiah 19 and verse 2. And it reads, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians."
So this is a divide amongst the civilizations here, amongst the civilians here. You know, you got the right versus left. You got the Democrats versus the Republicans. You know, Roe versus Wade. You know, You got Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, and all these different, distractions.
Right. Yeah, right.
You know, those are all distractions, man. Because meanwhile, while you see the social divide here in the land, meanwhile there's laws, legislations, decrees, and stuff being passed in the office to allow Esau to come down with great wrath, man. But this is all a part of the Lord's movement. It's going to be Egyptian versus Egyptians. It's going to be people rioting, looting, fighting in the streets, especially when there's a famine. When there's a famine and there's long lines at the grocery store, to prevent, theft. Once the people in them long ass lines see, once the people in those long lines see that the grocery stores have ran out of food, what you think is going to be happening in the parking lot? People going to be getting followed home. People going to be getting their ass whooped. There's going to be people crying out there. Well, I have small infant children. Can we at least get 2 cans? The prophecies say the love of many shall wax cold. So all that love your neighbor and being courteous and all that's going to be done away with in these times that we're coming into, man. Because the times that we're coming into, the scriptures call it Jacob's trouble, which is a time that have not been. These people, when Jacob's trouble come, these people ain't gonna be able to measure the time that we're entering into to anything that has happened in the past. So they're not gonna be able to react to it. Right now everybody's grown accustomed to technology, cell phones, computers, GPS, the GPS maps, fast food, canned goods, cryptocurrencies, being able to go to a gas station, cars, public transportation. The times that we enter into, all that's gonna slow up. So people ain't gonna be able to know how to operate.
How to respond.
So they're gonna just be wrathful, man. So it's gonna be a divide out here.
Jeremiah 9, verse 4. Says, take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother, but every brother will utterly supplant.
Why? Because from among my people are found wicked men. So, these is instructions that Jeremiah had. Trust ye not in a brother. Because the Lord is only worried about the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High, and amongst that group, you're gonna have the brotherly love, the charity, so on and so forth. Because right now you got that whole vibration of black people and we coming together. Look, these niggas of the world, they don't got the wisdom, they don't got the spirit, so they gonna utterly supplant you.
Yep.
In
the name of Black Lives Matter.
Yep.
You can't be this man at their faces, man. They get offended if you don't want to help them, man. Because like you said, they not in the truth. Whoever not in the truth is gonna betray you. It says, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slander. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor, and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and worry themselves to commit iniquity, man. So the Holy Spirit is gonna come here very soon, which is already here, because these people by default are cutthroats anyways, man.
Yeah.
But they just wait for the opportunity to come when they don't have shit, man. They really gonna show that spirit, man.
There's economists that say when people have nothing to lose, they lose it. Because right now there's a financial debt crisis, energy crisis. It's a war on gas. You got inflation. The median amount of rent right now nationwide is $2,500. You got the shortages on goods and services, in various different places. A lot of these tech companies, they're firing off their employees, which that's gonna, enable a domino effect with a lot of these jobs. And you had in the beginning of this year, what they were calling worker burnout, which I believe is still happening. People is getting tired of these jobs, and you see the attitudes when you go to, different restaurants or you go to the grocery store. People is just like, I'm just here for my check.
Yep, the big quit.
You know, you had the big quit, the the great resignation. A lot of these people is fed up with just the daily hustle and bustle, man. So that's gonna all aid into Egyptian against Egyptian, man. A lot of people is dealing with stress, a lot of people on drugs, you know, heavy alcohol, you know. They're gonna see that this society has failed them, the governments has failed them. Let's get 2 Esdras 15 real quick. People's gonna see that the world that, you know, the America, this great place that they love, is gonna be turned against them.
Not to mention the fact that the tongue is falling on itself and all types of truths are coming out.
Yeah,
which is causing a whole different type of despair.
Yeah, you got the so-called woke movement, where, you know, not only do you have us, you got other people. You know, like you said, the tongues fall on themselves.
Critical race theory.
You got these different people coming out, especially on TikTok, and they got 30-second, 60-second videos bringing out a little truth here and there.
Yep.
So people are like, wait a minute, what the hell?
Yep.
You know, so that darkness is coming off a lot of people. You got
2 Esdras 15 and 15. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, we just read that in Isaiah 19.
Precept, yo.
Yeah, precept upon precept, line upon line here a little, there a little. These prophets, they were receiving the same visions, but they just wrote it down differently. You know, for example, when you read Daniel the 2nd chapter and Daniel the 7th chapter, it's the same thing. It's just told differently. In the 2nd chapter, it's these different gold, silver, brass, iron, clay. But in Daniel the 7th chapter, it's beast.
Yep.
You know? So that's how the prophecies are. It's the same thing, it just be said differently. So in here, it's speaking about the social divide that's going to be happening.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and advantage one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
One word explains that, and it's chaos. You know, it's going to be chaos out here. And they're not going to give a damn about their presidents, the mayors, the governors, the police agencies. You know?
Great insurrection.
It's going to be a great insurrection, man. Because people is finding out, like, look, I got 401k, right? I've been working for this job 30 years. But by the time now I retire, the amount that I have invested in my 401k, it's not really gonna be a lot because inflation is so high. So you got people that's on that, right? Then you got people with this whole gig labor, you know, out here with the hustle and bustle, you know, driving around town, dropping this off, dropping that off, but they see high gas prices, so it's not really making sense economically. You know, then you got these jobs, they're firing people, but the people that they're keeping, they doing the job of 2 or 3 other people, so that's your worker burnout. You know, so you're gonna have people using drugs to combat, you know, the different things that they're experiencing. They're going to alcohol for their comfort. You're gonna have road rage. You know, people late to work, pissed off. So just the whole morale of this place is gonna get very, very dark here, man.
And that's where you just said that, because we see that every week.
Yeah.
You know, cars always honking at each other. You know, so that's people. You know, that love, that negative spirit, that's all fake anyway.
Yeah.
That's just a facade. You know.
Yep.
But us, on the other hand, you know, that's why we the only ones that can trust each other when all hell breaks loose, man.
Yeah.
Because we know what's to come. You know, it's the kingdom of heaven. These people, they don't know that.
Yeah.
They're not privy to this knowledge, man. So they think that this is going to be the end of the world complete. Now this is the end of Esau's world.
Yeah.
So-called white man's world. Kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the scriptures speak about the end of Esau's world, man. This that's why we hastening the coming of our Lord Yahushua.
2 Peter 3, verse, I start at verse 9. It says, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
That all speaking about all of the elect. Everything is about the elect, the remnant, the Israel, the Most High. All right?
day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
See, the day of the Lord will come. It's going to come. But it's going to come as a thief in the night, meaning it's going to catch these people off guard. Now, to us, we're not going to be caught off guard because the Lord has given us the understanding of the times and seasons. You know? He gave us certain things to measure the time. You know, when we see this, when we see that, you know, when we see that, when we see this, then, you know, this is the time period that we're in. And we're at the end of Esau's rulership. So therefore, he's going to come down with great wrath because he knows that he had but a short time. And a part of him coming down is the implementation of the implantable technologies,
Body scan payment.
yeah, you know, until you newly tuning in, Akim, we got to be very strategic how we word things because Esau's algorithms is configured to pick up certain buzzwords that we say to trigger his system. So we want to make sure.
That's another way of coming down with great wrath.
Yeah.
Because here we live in a kingdom where it's supposed to be freedom of speech.
All right.
You can't say a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing though.
Well, that's why, you know, Esau is a hypocrite.
Hypocrite. But the triumph of the hypocrite is short.
Short.
And like Elder Hawaii from GLS North Carolina, you can't say nothing.
Elder Hawaii.
It says, 2 Kings 10, it says, but the day of the Lord will come out to the night, and which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
Now the heavens is speaking about the rulership, right? And it's chiefly Esau's, because Yahweh Shai, he's coming to Edom. When you read Isaiah 63, who is this that coming from Edom with garments from Basra? You know, out there speaking righteousness, mighty to save. So Yahweh Shai is coming to, you know, to meet Esau, but not as a man though. You know, like he's coming as an angelic power. And, you know, also when you read Daniel, the 2nd chapter, it speaks about that great stone smiting the image upon his feet. The feet, which is the time period that we're in now, Yahweh Shai is coming to destroy. You know?
The Christians, they will actually think that it's talking about the heavens. Because Ecclesiastes 4 said the earth is bottom of heaven.
Right, yeah.
The Lord didn't create the earth in vain.
Yeah.
So this is talking about
Shalom.
So
Shalom.
when it says heavens, it's speaking about Esau's heaven because he's on top.
Brother King.
You know? Yeah. She will get trodden down. Wow.
It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Yeah, so the only thing that's going to cause this is thermonuclear destruction during World War III, or as the scriptures call it, the Third World War or Armageddon. You know? The Lord is going to
Curse.
you know?
Verse 11. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved.
See, everything that we see here is going to be dissolved. All this stuff is going to be done away with. That's why when you read scriptures like, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Because all this stuff is going to pass away.
That's why we store up treasures in heaven.
Yeah. We laboring towards the world to come because this place is through. You know, you can't be a man here. You can't, you know, really raise up a family in the way of the law, the statutes, the commandments, the instructions of the Lord. They'll put you in jail, man.
Yep.
Yeah, because he said what we're doing is not in vain. You know, keeping the laws and commandments, which is the shall these to come.
All right, now.
It's going to be the standard and the key.
Yeah.
So it's not in vain.
Right. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? All right. So, yeah, we're not laboring in vain. Just as you read in Daniel, the 7th chapter, all these kingdoms, you know, the Babylonians, the Medo-Persian, the Greeks, the Romans, and then this empire that we're in now, just as those kingdoms were prophesied, and they came to pass, and you can read them in history, the kingdom of heaven is also prophesied like that too. So we're laboring for that world to come, the kingdom of heaven, which is rulership of the Israelites in earth, starting with our Lord Yahweh Shai. You know, and the men in their order.
Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness.
So seeing that all this stuff is going to be destroyed, all right, and there's nothing going to be left here, what type of conduct should you have? What should you be talking about?
Yep.
You know, how should you be? Well, you want to You want to be a man of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You want to follow after the path that Yahweh Shai left us the best you can. You know.
Verse 12. Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh.
Looking for and hastening the coming of the day of Yahweh, which that's the true name of the Heavenly Father. So the way you look for and hastening, you gotta stand up on your watch. This is not the time to be settled on your leads. You gotta be standing on your watch. You gotta be looking about and examining what's going on in the geopolitics, you know, what's going on, what's up with the money, what's up with the different things, what's up with the food. You know, what's up with the economy? What's the health of the economy? You looking at these different things. Although Esau, he throws out stuff to throw you off guard, but the Lord told us to measure the time. So the Lord gonna be showing us different things that's going on in the world. So you gotta watch the news, man. Because I had somebody that tell me one time, oh, well, they just be lying in the news. Well, yeah, you know, that's right. They do lie in the news, but the Lord told us to measure the time. How do we measure the time? We're not able to travel all these places to see what's going on. So we're gonna have to look at the news.
And plus, a lot of their lies got a little bit of the truth in there. You got to eat the meat and spit out the bones.
Yeah.
You know,
And that would be a false balance too, right? That would be a false balance, right? But just all lies.
All lies all the time.
Everything is a damn lie, you know? It would have to be the Lord. That's not how the Lord works.
Right.
it's like, you know, Esau, he can lie about the numbers of fatalities in these monkeypox. But guess what? Monkeypox is a pestilence.
Yeah.
What the Lord said was going to happen.
Yeah.
So that's still true, man.
Yeah.
So even though Esau can lie about the numbers, the algorithms and stuff, but the fact that the monkey virus is being, like you said, the monkey business is still prophecy, you know.
Yeah.
Going back to 2 Peter 3 and verse 11. Why ready 11? 12. Looking forward and hastening to the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
Yeah, so Apostle Peter, he's quoting from Isaiah. All right, looking for a new heavens and a new earth, which is a refreshed earth, right? Because the earth itself isn't gonna be destroyed in its entirety, but there will be certain land masses that will get destroyed. You know, so it's not talking about a new earth. It's just talking about a refreshed earth. In fact, when you go into that word new, the Greek word there is kainos, which means refresh. So the Lord's going to refresh this place. And in that new heavens, that's the rulership.
But Babylon is going to be a ruinous heap.
Oh, yeah.
There's only going to be dragons.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we read Isaiah 13.
Yeah, because the Lord can start all over if he wants to. He can start all over with Noah.
Yeah.
And his 3 sons. And their wives.
Yeah.
So, Lord, I'm just going to start over, man. This on the earth, the wicked and rulership.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, see, the Lord is coming with the real great reset, you know?
The new world order.
Yeah. The new order.
You know,
Second Peter 3, and verse 14. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that you may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless.
Yeah, so it says be diligent. Another word for diligent is being consistent, you know? That's why our elders and apostles, they push the vibration to doing your videos, stay studying, stay watching, you know, stay reading, you know, because that's diligence. Because here in Babylon the Great, this place is set up to distract you.
yeah.
You know, this place, it basically, you know, it'll feed all your lustful desires.
And give you the spirit of relaxation.
Yeah,
laid
comfort.
back, comfort.
Yeah, so you don't want to, that's why when you read 2 Ezra 7, it speaks about this place is a dangerous place to fall, man. Because it's easy to fall off. You know, if the spirit ain't on you, you know, it's easy to get distracted, you know? Here it is. You was burning for a woman. You finally get a woman. You feel me? She's talking that good shit to you for a couple of months. And shit, you think you done got you a righteous woman, man. And then you start slacking and all that shit. And you can fall off like that. Or you can finally get that good job. Oh, I finally got a job. I can take care of moms. I can take care of my girl, my kids. I get that new car. You know, I can finally take a little trip. I ain't never took a trip. You know, so these are different avenues. Where can we get that in Isaiah 7 real quick? Well, I like it.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be entangled with the affairs of this life, man. Because once you do, man, I'll choke the word.
Yeah.
You know, in Matthew the 13th chapter.
Cares of this world, say that in the soul.
Yeah, so you don't want to fall in that category, which we know the Lord controls all the hearts of men in the first place.
Yeah.
But the Lord loves you that love with him. So if you're seeing that you're being driven into that, so much, then you got to cut it off, man. Like the other side says, if your right hand offends, you cut it off.
Yeah.
Something that's hindering you, cut it off, man.
Yeah, Psalm 37 say, many are the afflictions of the righteous. You know, but the Lord delivered him out of them all. So you're gonna get tried, you're gonna go through trials and tribulations. You know, your trial may be getting tested with a woman. Hey, you got a question?
Sabe, ¿verdad?
¿Sabe español?
Sí, somos latinos.
El león de la tribu.
Somos hebreos.
Ustedes nacieron ahí.
So we got the brother speaking in Spanish, but
Pero la Biblia dice que la gente de allá iban por todos lados, por todo el mundo.
yeah. So we was going into how this place is a dangerous place to fall, man. So you want to continually be tapped into the spirit. 2nd Esdras 7 verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the night before.
Now this angel that Esdras was speaking with was Uriel, archangel.
It says, and he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and I heard the words, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great.
Yeah, that represents the king.
But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river.
Yeah, that's the straight passage. Straight gate.
Yeah. And that's the truth. Because Yahweh said, the wide gate, many there be that go in there at.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the contrast between the wide.
Oh, yeah. 7 to 13. Enter even at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way.
The straight gate will represent coming in the truth, man. Because coming in the truth, you may feel like it's a position of difficulty because you gotta be born again. You know, you gotta wipe away all that what you thought was right. You know, you gotta wipe all that out. Then you gotta be a man. You know, you gotta grow your beard. Certain foods you gotta cut off. Certain people you gotta cut off. You know, hey, you might come in the truth. You might have been a successful barber. You know, but that job is unlawful to a degree. You know, line up and all that. You shaving a motherfucking beard off. You suffering sin on these people. So there are certain jobs that you may be working that you can't even work coming in the truth. So that's a straight. Like I said, if you're a barber, you shaving Jake beards off, giving them line up, shaving their beards off and all that, but then you go on the highways and the byways talking about keep the commandments, then you're gonna look like a hypocrite. You know, so that may be a brother's straight. You know.
It says, wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
And those are the religions and the philosophies of the world, man. A wide gate. Because if you go to the Christian church, one of the slogans is, come as you are, which that's not biblical. That's a wide gate because people come in many different type of ways. You know?
We actually seen one time the door was actually open.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the easy way. That's the easy route because it doesn't require you of anything, man, but to pay tithes. You know. But as far as like change your conduct or how you was in the world, that's not required of you, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's a wide gate. That they can flood in there, but the truth is a straight gate. And straight meaning like a position of difficulty, because it's some things can be challenging. You know, you could come in the truth. You know, let's say for instance you was a cigar smoker. You know, you smoke Black and Milds, you smoke cigarettes and all that. I mean, you know, if you believe the Lord can exorcise any demon off you. But brothers' faiths be on different levels. So, you know, you may struggle with that. You know, you may have withdrawals, whatever. You might smoke weed, whatever. You know. So, if you really believe in the truth, you're gonna do the necessary things to be able to walk the straight path. You know.
You definitely have to have faith.
You gotta have faith, yeah.
Most High pleased with you, he'll look out for you.
Yeah.
You know, but he's not gonna be pleased if you don't have faith.
Yeah.
It's impossible to please him.
Yeah.
Verse 14.
Because at a Christian church, if you smoke weed, go in there with green hair if you want to. If you're part of the LGBT community, they'll give you the seat right in the front.
Yeah. Look, and even in the drug programs that's supposed to help you from all these different afflictions of addiction,
Yeah.
the first thing they tell you when you go in there is leave your God outside and come on in.
Yeah, man. So,
Whatever God you got, leave him outside.
yeah.
Place back.
Yeah.
Verse 14. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
And life is synonymous with the truth. You know, like we went into Revelation 11, their dead bodies shall lay in the street of the great city. So the life will be the truth. You know.
Joshua told the Israelites before he died, choose you life and was that Moses?
Yeah, that was Joshua.
Oh yeah, choose you life or choose you life this day or death. You know, life is keeping commandments and death is going after pouring after other gods.
Now back in 2nd Ezra 7:3, and I said, speak on my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place. Say so. Now this wide place ain't talking about what is written in Matthew the 7th chapter, the wide gate. This is talking about the king, right? It says that it might be deep and great, but put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and rule it?
Yeah, so that proves it's something about the king. It says rule it.
Yeah.
And the one that's worthy of that are the elected.
Yep. If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
Yeah, so you have to earn your position in the kingdom.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a cakewalk, man. Yahweh Shai, he said that I'm straight. You know, basically he was saying that he was going through it. You know, when he was living, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Yahweh Shai, that's the author and finisher of our faith. So, you know, although we won't have our walk in comparison to Yahweh Shai in his fullness, but we will experience certain things that he experienced, you know? You know, like you did a video, you know, your family desire to speak to you, you know, certain family members you may have to cut off. You know, then your own people not believing. We see that. With the Issachar woman,
Yeah.
is she?
No, she believed everything until I started pointing out those nationalities. She said, I'm not going to argue with you. And she left. Because those nationalities were messing her up. But she believed everything. She told me to pull out, she told me to pull the scripture.
No.
Revelation 14:1. About the 144,000.
Yeah.
And she was going to try to explain, she was explaining to me who the 144,000. But it didn't go with the truth.
13. So we can go ahead and read that. We can bring it up to our first time. Same way we do it out of here. That'll be about an hour.
Isaiah 13, verse 1. And it reads, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
All right, so there's that word burden. Oh yeah. So we went to Isaiah 19, which we should. Lord willing, we'll get back into that. But when we started off with Isaiah 19, it started off with the burden of Egypt. So now we're reading the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19 and Isaiah 13 is talking about the same place.
Burden is from the Hebrew word masha'ah. When you go down to the Strong's, it means prophecy. You know, burden, prophecy. So the prophecy of Babylon.
So as we read into this chapter, all right, you're gonna see that this isn't talking about ancient Babylon.
Yeah.
Couldn't possibly be talking about ancient Babylon. It's talking about Babylon the Great.
It says Isaiah 13:1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see.
He saw visions.
Lift you up a banner upon a high mountain. But they don't get the precept on the banner. But to explain what the high mountain is America. You know, because America is the most exalted place on the earth because this is Esau's kingdom. You know, this is his the headquarters, so to speak, you know, of the standard of the Westernized living.
Got a precept real quick. This is Revelation 17, verse 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Yeah, which that's America, man. We look for the kings of the earth. You know,
It's a high mountain right there. You know? This is Psalm 60, verse 4. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth, Selah.
Yeah. So the banner represents the truth because we out here on the highways and byways right now, and we're in front of the banner right now. Bonds, Starbucks, pharmacy. Those banners are held up high so people can know what type of store it is. So this banner is the truth, you know, and the standard is the Bible, man. The prophecy of the Bible.
Yeah. Hey, you supposed to see the, you know, supposed to see the man of the Lord and come inquire. But you know, people they walk by, they pull the shoulder, they fan the hand, you know.
Yeah, you really experience hate when you be out here, man. Yeah. You know, we never did nothing to these people. We just teaching the word.
Yeah. And if they come humble, we'll be glad to teach them.
Yeah.
Right. You know that
A few
Isaiah,
times that happened. Very few.
that Isaiah 6 curses was on them.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
They can see not.
Yeah.
They can hear not. They can't perceive. They can't be healed. He said they can't get none of that.
Going back to Isaiah 13 and verse 2. Lift me up a banner upon a high mountain, exalt the voice of them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Yeah, so the nobles represents the elites. And shaking the hand, that's rebuking. Because we're up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we're uncovering this whore. We're making bare the leg. You know, we're exposing this harlot. You know? And it's through the truth, through the prophecies. Because through the prophecies, we know exactly who Esau Edom is. Because the prophecies will tell us what will be going on. Who will be ruling. Esau is the end of the world. Okay, so what will he be doing with the world? He'll be doing wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judge thereof. Okay, so we know Esau, he had a perpetual hatred towards Jacob. Jacob got the curses. Jacob is on the bottom. You know, so the prophecies is very important with identifying who's who. You know, Esau, he exalted himself as the eagle, whose dwelling place is on high. You know? Jacob is the former of all things. So we could be all day going into parallels of the people of the Bible mating it with the people we see today.
They call the lands after their own name.
Yep.
It's all known for it.
Yeah.
We've been doing that since Cain. Cain
Yep.
did that.
We blessed with the sword.
Pride of his heart deceives you.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
man.
so proud.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He set his nest upon the stars.
Yup. That's a spiritual DNA test right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Going back to Isaiah 13.
So once again, you know, we rebuking this place and we exposing this place by the prophecies, man. That's why Esau, he can't fight against this truth. He gotta lie to steal cheat. Take your nationality and say that he, you, and you, him.
Isaiah 13:3. I have commanded my sanctified ones. You know, who are the sanctified? The elect. You know.
Alright. This is John 17, verse 17. It says, sanctify them through thy truth, thy word is truth.
It was that's what Yahweh is speaking about his disciples. It's later translated to the believers these days, the elect. So sanctified means to cleanse or set apart. Be made holy. That's what the Lord did with separating the elect from the non-elect. Yahweh came with division. He severed ties with the unbelievers with the true believers.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say in Amos 9, you're going to sift the house of Jacob. Because the sifter, it divides. You know?
The sifter for the noodle come knocking will be like a drainer today when you put your noodles in.
Yeah.
Holland, strainer.
Yeah,
Strainer.
yeah.
That would be a modern day sifter.
Yeah.
Except the water comes out and then
All the pollutions and the nasty shit, it stay right there on top. And you throw that shit away.
it says, I have also called my mighty ones for my angels.
Now, those mighty ones, they're the angels, right? Because as we mentioned earlier, the angels have a very important role in everything, you know? The angels, they govern the affairs on earth through the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Like you said, Isaiah 6, there's an angel, you know, sent to close, make the ears heavy, close the eyes of those that the Lord don't want to receive the truth.
Make the mind fast.
But with balance, when you read Revelation,
Because the angels, they have a very important job in the ministry.
yeah,
They work, they are obedient to the Most High's orders.
now with balance, you got an angel in Revelation 14 to preach the everlasting gospel upon to them that dwell upon the earth. So you on one side, you got angels blocking the truth from entering into the undesirables, right? But then you got angels on another set of angels that's helping you understand it.
Pouring out that oil.
Yeah, helping you understand the everlasting gospel. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's okay. Okay, I believe that. Yep. Okay. Yep. You know, giving you inspiration for videos, titles, giving you the earnest of the Spirit. You know, to come out and teach. You know, giving you the Spirit to, you know, push out righteousness. You know.
Because, you know, look at that. Uriel. Remember Yahweh said if you leave the truth, 7 demons come in and play.
Oh yeah.
Play your line.
Yeah.
So that's the angels putting the spirits from you. We saw control, sanctify Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, but he used the angels to do it. Yeah. Put evil spirits on you to do, you know, wickedness.
Now, we will say this. Just because we're in the truth, or just because you in the truth, you're not void from spirits, you know, trying to enter into you, you know. But like I said, Isaiah 51, you 55, it says, the 6, seek ye Yahweh while ye may be found, call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. So this wicked is talking about Israelites that do wickedly. So it says, let the wicked forsake his thoughts. So you got to rebuke certain thoughts that will enter into you. And when you rebuke those thoughts, just from my experience, the Lord just deletes those thoughts right out. Them thoughts, them negative thoughts is deleted. But you got to make sure you are rebuking it. Yahweh Shem Shah, rebuke that. I rebuke that in the name of Yahweh Shem Shah. You know, certain thoughts about brothers, certain thoughts about, you know, oh man, am I good enough? And, oh, you know, woe is me. Oh, this ailment, man. I been having a headache today. I'm not gonna teach today. You know, you gotta rebuke certain things.
Going back to to prove that the mighty ones is talking about the angels, I gotta prove that. Psalms 103 verse 20. Bless the Lord Yahweh, ye his angels that excel in strength, that do his commandments, hearkening unto the voice of his word.
Yep.
So the angels are known as mighty ones because they're very powerful now.
Right.
You know, a couple of accounts. One angel has slew out 185,000 Assyrians, man. One angel.
185,000.
185,000. So that was one angel that did that, man. You know? So the angels are very mighty. They're not like us, man. You know? The angels, they are brothers too. You know?
They got incorruptible bodies.
Yeah. And all the angels are so-called black men.
Yep.
You know, because they can come and appear as men, but the angels can also come in a different form. You know, they're creatures.
It says, I have also, Isaiah 13:3, have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones from my anger, even then I rejoice in my highness.
So you got the prophets out here, you know, shaking their hand with the truth, bringing it out. You got the angels doing their part, working on the minds of these different kings, these different people, to get everything in order for the Lord's movement.
Verse 4, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together, the Lord Yahweh of hosts mustered the host of the battle.
And that's going into this up and coming war, man. You know, the tumults, you know, the different things that's being said. Oh, the Americans better not come over here to Taiwan. The Ukrainians better not do this. The Russians better not do this. You know, these nations talking shit to each other. You know, Lord is working on the minds of these kings to get in position to, you know, get this war started.
It says, verse 5, they come from a far country, from the inner heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
So what's coming from far is the Lord's weapons, which is these ICBM missiles. Now, ICBM is an acronym for Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles. You also got hypersonic missiles. So the duty of an ICBM missile is to be shot from one continent and land on another. You know, so those missiles, which are going to come from a far country, is going to hit Babylon the Great.
It says, verse 6, how are ye, for the day of the Lord Yahweh is at hand.
So what is being spoken of in this chapter is the day of the Lord. You know, the day of the Lord didn't happen in ancient Babylon. You had Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar, the second grandson. You know, he was feasting with his lords, drinking out of the silver and gold vessels that they stolen from us, right? And then you had Darius the Mede come and take over Babylon the Great. I mean, ancient Babylon, the Neo-Babylon, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, and that kingdom became a province of the Medo-Persian Empire. There was no great day of the Lord there. It was just a the Israelites went under being under the Babylonians to now being under the Medo-Persian Empire. There was no great day of the Lord. There was no, great destruction. We reading about the great destruction of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Man, this is imagine that being in that captivity that happened. Like, man, one captivity to the next. Like, quick.
It's like you work for McDonald's, and then the franchise they sell it to some other guy. Yeah. Here it is. You're saying you're still in captivity. You just got new bosses and managers and shit. And they may come with a heavier hand.
It says, "How you from there the Lord's at hand? It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty."
Yeah, so we're reading about the destruction of the Almighty. We're reading Daniel the 2nd chapter, like we mentioned earlier, the great stone that smote the image upon the feet and broke the whole standing image. So this is the Lord coming. This is the destruction of the Lord that we read about, which the Heavenly Father is going to do it through Yahushua, His Son.
That's spiritual because the feet is like your weakest point.
Oh yeah,
when you fight, because you can be hella strong, but if somebody trip you,
on the Mortal Kombat sweeping kicks,
you falling, bro.
Yeah. That's where the Achilles heel is down there. You finish if they mess with that heel.
Yeah, but that's why I said Jacob held the heel of Esau. Jacob, he gonna take these motherfuckers down.
Verse 7. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
Yeah, because you're not gonna be able to do anything to escape the wrath of the Lord, man. All hands is gonna be faint. Ain't no technology, ain't no car full of gas you can hop in to drive away. You can't pull a Jonas and hop on a boat. Let me go hop on a boat and let me go sail and get out of here.
There's no way to prepare for it. You can't even get ready for it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But there's a way to get ready.
Yeah,
You trim your lamps.
There you go.
The brides, made ready and trim their lamps.
I was meaning in the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I got you.
We definitely can prepare.
Verse 8, if they shall be afraid, pains and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames.
So these people's gonna bitch up. They're gonna be like women out here. Yeah. And we see the society and how the men are. If you survey the land and you spy out this place and you people watch, that's what I like to do. I'll go somewhere. If it's like a little, how they had the tables and chairs on the sidewalk. Have you a little drink or something.
Observe human behavior.
You'll see that these people bug the fuck out. They weak.
Emotional.
Yeah, my job, man. It's a lot of Moabites school, or art institute school, and a lot of rich, because you gotta have money to go to this type of school.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of rich Moabites be there, students, and they be hella effeminate, man. Yeah. Hella scrawny, but they come in there acting like they better than you. Yeah. What I mean by you is that's Israelites.
And Salakia, but all these other nations do that. They come here, they come to the little hoods or whatever, and look down on Judah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and on the northern kingdoms, like they ain't nothing. But if you trace back to their homeland, you go to India where they live in, and you got there's slums. It's all slum and land. All that living 50 million, like the Asians live 50 million on top of each other. All that shit is slum shit, man. Yeah. And had a nerve.
These heathens, they be stinking too, man.
Yeah.
They don't be smelling like they got bad hygiene, man. Yeah. Smell like musty shit. Like, we not like you.
And then they'll hop in the brand new 2020, 2021 AMG Benz.
Like a silk hat on a pig.
Yeah.
That's a
gold necklace on a pig.
says, verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate.
The land singular. It's talking about Babylon. He's going to lay it desolate. Now, the destruction of Esau and the destruction of Babylon is the same destruction.
Anonymous.
You know, they say Esau is going to be a desolation. And it's, I'm going to get two precepts real quick, bro.
And that's spiritual too, because the Lord going to destroy your kingdom, but also He's going to destroy you as a people. You know, after 1,000 years of hard rule of slavery in the kingdom. You know, so and that proves the Lord ancient.
This is Jeremiah 49, verse 13. No, I actually started at 10. It says, but I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself.
Yeah, being bare meaning he's being exposed. You know, being his sins has come. You know, his sins are being brought out.
Yeah.
You know, what he did to us. You know, had the transatlantic slave trade, the Indian Removal Act, the Jim Crow laws.
Yeah.
The Asian discovery when Christopher Columbus came over here.
Yeah.
You know, so those sins you can't wipe away, man, because that was American history. That's how you got this.
They pride themselves on that.
They made movies off of it.
And then although Esau tried to hide and say, oh, it wasn't us, we're the Englishmen, those were the Spaniards. No.
That's still the same people. So how do our people start speaking our language in the first place? Because you.
It says his seed is spoiled.
Yeah, you got
The foul.
seed, man. Because they were made to be crooked.
Yeah. As soon as they be born, they come
Speaking
out
lies.
speaking lies.
Estranged.
Yeah. And his brethren. So the different tribes, you know. And his neighbors, and he is not. He's not destroyed. He's still here.
Yep.
So the whole nation in Esau is spoiled, man. They're all wicked. I'm gonna go down to the 13th verse. For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse.
Yeah, it was Basra in the ancient world was the chief city of the Edomites. You know, land of Edom. So Basra is synonymous with America. You know. So what it say?
It says that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse.
You know, that's all fulfilled when the Lord destroyed America.
Look, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste.
Yep. Compton, Los Angeles, Texas,
Dallas, Atlanta, Florida, New York. You know, so Babylon destruction. It says it's going to be a desolation, and so is Esau. It's going to be a desolation. Why? Because Esau is ruling Babylon. And you can run parallels through the spirit that the judgment of Babylon the Great is synonymous with Esau.
The Lord say out of the mouth of two or three witnesses, then you can establish judgment.
Yeah.
So this is going to happen.
Oh, well, that's why I say that these words are faithful and true. Said in the Apocrypha and in Revelation.
And even in the world of scholars, man, the Zondervan man say that Edom is the place of great future judgments.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of wicked deeds. This is the bloody city.
Yeah. But don't say that proves they know. They know the prophecy.
Man, them scholars probably be reading and be like, yeah, that's us, but you know what? We did that. But you know what? Don't even say it's somebody else. Just say they done away with it.
Yeah, you know.
Just say they done away with it. Easy.
Going back to Isaiah 13.
I'll pick it up whenever you're ready, bro.
Isaiah 13, verse 9. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. Let's get the land, talking about America, Babylon the Great. And he shall destroy the cities thereof.
Yeah, so 2/3. You know, we always speak about 2/3. All right, well, the prophecies speak about 2/3 being cut off and die. So those are the sinners that's going to be cut off. You know, all these people that gainsay, mock, scoff, make light of the truth, make light of the Yahweh Shai sacrifice. You know, even amongst the circumcision. You know, it was a video that came out
Just recently, yeah.
and just basically shine light on what's, you know, but this was just his testimony. We don't know the other side,
Right.
you know, but from what we saw, you know, he was shining a light on the behavior that's done at these other camps, HOI, We Feed Prophets, you know, and other, you know, organizations outside of, you know, Great Millstone. And that shit just looked like a nigga hangout, you know?
But the report was consistent with the leveling in that camp, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that doctrine is, you know, skewered. You know what I'm saying? So the behavior is consistent with what would happen if you got that kind of level.
Put men in positions.
You know what I'm saying?
And they bathe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all of that.
You're not supposed to do that.
Great positions on somebody that's a gear. And,
Yeah.
you know. But then, like, when you examine those other camps, they don't talk about the chariots in Israel.
No, you don't talk about the C-hip.
And they most definitely don't talk about the C-hip. They're not talking about the elect, the remnant, the Israel of the Most High. That's what Yahweh Shai was talking
They're
about.
not talking about the tabernacle. They're not even bringing up not
The
once
tabernacle
the
of David.
tabernacle of David, not once. You don't never hear that in nobody's video. The tabernacle of David.
Are they talking about reincarnation?
They're not talking about reincarnation.
They may talk about the Gentiles.
Oh, they might bring that
But
up.
that's just the exercise lordship.
But no, but see, they still skewed in that because they'll look at, like, they'll see somebody with so-called white skin and all of a sudden automatically assume, not knowing that the Gentiles, Paul had a whole ministry based on just bringing, you know, these people that could be us back. You know what I'm
So they're not rightly dividing the
They're
word
not
of truth.
rightly dividing the word of truth.
Right. Nah. So, yeah, it's a lot of, you know, stuff that's going on at these other camps and the inner workings. So, Gawadi Al-Bashim outside for leading us to the rivers of living water, you know, from our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Gawadi Al-Bashim outside. Yeah, I'll pick it up. Let me give you a look at that shit.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you.
I gotta share that shade now.
That sun is a little faint.
The sun is straight. I mean, this is the straight thing right here.
Read the book.
Verse 10.
All right, this is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 10. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
Which that's talking about, you know, the wisdom. It's twofold. Talking about when the missiles come, blocking out the stars, the sun, the moon. But also, it's talking about wisdom too. You know, as I said, Isaiah 19:3, like we read earlier.
So Isaiah 19, verse 3. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof.
Yeah, so that would be the wisdom. You know, this feminine spirit, you know, this all these different religions, gods, books, you know.
It says in Isaiah 19, verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols and the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and the wizards.
And that's Esau's wicked left-handed priest on the left-hand side. They gonna seek unto them wicked gods to Satan, you know. But guess what? It's gonna be to no avail, you know.
So back in Isaiah 13 and 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light.
Yeah, so that's talking about the wisdom of this world. You know?
The sun shall be darkened in its going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
Yeah, so all this wisdom of this world is gonna be done away with.
You're throwing the technology too.
Yeah, technology is down.
You know, because they're gonna cause, you know, to get everybody to submit to the New World Order, they're gonna be taking away the food from the grocery stores. They're gonna be EMP, magnetic posts, destroying the cars, all the power grid. You ain't gonna be able to turn on your phone and figure out what's going on. Call moms,
No more
call your
social
girl.
media.
You know, no more social media. So
Which is a big thing. Yeah.
so people's gonna be darkened, man. They're not gonna be able to know what to do. But see, the advantage that we have in the truth, the Lord told us these prophecies that will be happening in the last days. So when famine comes, which is a lack of bread and water, when these diseases come, when the so-called white man come down, destroying blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, we know all that stuff is going to be happening because of what's written in the prophecy
Told to us.
you know?
You got a
What's
question,
going on? You
bro?
got a question?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I believe in horse, Set, and all that.
Oh, okay, Egyptology?
Yeah, I just believe in the spirit. I'm not religious.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you know, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they was in that Egyptian captivity,
Oh yeah.
and you know the Lord rose up Moses to get them out there, Hor and all those Egyptian gods. They didn't do nothing for the Israelites over there. Moses, through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, got them out of there.
Right.
You know?
I believe in Kenya and all that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe in all this here.
Yeah.
That book is only 66. We have 81 books in our Bible.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we're going to continue on to Isaiah 13 and 11. And I will punish the world for their evils and the wicked for their iniquity.
Yes, so that's what the Lord's going to do. He's going to punish the world for their evil. You know, because a lot of people are adulterers, you know, worshiping other gods outside of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, murderers, thieves, you know, covetous for gain, you know, covetous, blasphemers, incontent,
Unholy, unthankful.
yep, despisers of those that are good. You know, so the Lord is going to recompense all them because you reap what you sow. So if you sow in the flesh wickedness, then you're going to receive judgment. But if you sow in the spirit righteousness, which is what we're doing right now, starting on with our apostle of the great millstone, then you're going to reap salvation if you're of the elect.
And people have to understand that if they're the elect and they're doing this right now, it's because they were chosen to do this from the annals of history, the foundation of time.
Because it's going to come a time in the very near future that you see these grocery stores right here, all empty. It's going to be all empty. There's going to be people out here running to and fro looking for food, water.
It's going to be like Fifth and Crocker, but it ain't going to be no dope.
Yeah.
Everybody going to be in the tent.
Yeah.
There ain't going to be no lights. It's going to be just like it was when in the beginning.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
In the name of
Yeah, so, but we got
It's gonna be like Pepper Crocker.
Yeah.
Huh?
Did you say it's gonna be like what?
Fifth and Crocker. I used to work at the Union Residence for
Okay.
21
He
years.
said Fifth and Crocker.
people was preaching wrong. You know what I mean? All these chaplains that preach wrong. So my pastor, he was a Mexican. He found out he was an Indian. So he went to be a psych. He stopped being a pastor. And we used to go sit down and eat. So when I was in, I used to do filming and all that and everything, edit DVDs and all that. But they saying Moses did 5 different ways, but Moses wasn't even there when Christianity started. Only Barabbas was, and Christianity is not even real.
Christianity is a religion.
well,
Yeah, it's not even real. No, it's not. It's
Christianity
religion
ain't real.
and not real.
Right.
Religion and not real means the same thing.
well,
Because I'm spiritual.
Christianity.
That's all I am.
Okay. So the word Christian, right? The actual word Christian. Those were the followers of who the world calls Bishop Us.
Yeah, my book.
Okay, okay, I got
But
you.
you know, I got the Egypt, the Book of Death, and all that.
All right now. He said I got the Book of the Dead and all that. Yeah, you got the Book of the Dead. Yeah, you got the Book of the Dead. All right.
Exactly.
Hey, we got spiritual. The Lord didn't want him to.
Man, we was finna break bread with him.
Yeah, look, we just told him before that though, Isaiah 6, we've been bringing it out all through this lesson.
Like he said, I got the Book of the Dead and all
Man,
that.
yeah, the angel was right here.
No,
The angel was right here. Like, he was like, right there.
We know you got the Book of the Dead.
Man,
Man. Back in Isaiah. In 11, 13 and
Yeah,
11.
people are always driven into this Egyptian shit, man.
Man.
But
I perceive he's not bring forth meat for repentance.
right, exactly.
that's the old Bible.
That's the old Bible.
Old Bible, man.
Yeah, because he said, because Moses, we had 5 Christianities. say?
Yeah, he said. I was going to tell him that he wrote the first 5 books.
We told them, look, the Israelites, they was in Egypt. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they was in Egypt. Hor, Sep, Hotep, all them didn't deliver them. Moses, through the power of Yahweh Bashim Shai, got them up out of there.
Yeah.
You know?
Shame. And man, call all y'all
Call
about
Yahweh
Shai.
And I will punish the world for their evil.
Yeah, so this is what the Lord's bringing punishment for the world because of their evil. You know? Because Esau demonized, oh, it's because of them why this is all happening. Nah, it's because of your wickedness.
It says, in the wicked for their iniquity, I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
Yeah, which is Esau, man. Esau is pride. You know, his pride is the one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. You know, and you can see that pride in Esau just by way of his actions, man.
Yeah.
You know, reading the articles saying what we're going to do in 2050, that's pride. Because you don't know if you're going to be here the next tomorrow.
Are we going back to the moon so far?
Yeah, you know?
Well, you know they inward thought.
Yeah.
Right?
It says, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Yeah, so the Lord's going to lay low the harshness and terribleness of the Edomites, man. You know, he's going to bring their pride to a desolation. You know?
And the Lord made...
Because America is the epitome of pride. You know?
That's their motto for everything. The pride of the Yankees. The few and the proud. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
The Proud Boys.
you know what I'm saying? The Proud Boys. They actually got a motto.
Because it's a good proud, too.
Right.
A good proud would be us knowing we Israelites. We're proud of our heritage. But a wicked pride is when you don't acknowledge Yahweh Bashim Mosai. You just think, you did everything yourself. And you don't acknowledge the Lord. None of that, man.
The scripture said, if you're going to be proud about anything, be proud that you know and understand me.
Yeah, little Jake.
I was going to say, too, because it say, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. You know, Nadab, you better lay low. Esau don't talk like that.
Yeah.
That's how you know that the Lord is Jake and King James and the scribes that was there, those are Jake. Those are Jake's too.
And Nadab could have been like a Levite singer or something.
Huh?
Said Nadab, he could have been probably a Levite singer.
Yeah. It says, verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
Yeah, and that's the elect, man. You know, because gold is very precious and valuable. You know, gold is rare. You know, and it doesn't tarnish, it doesn't rust. I mean, it rusts, but you can always clean it off. But, you know, finding the man of the Lord is going to be rare these days, man. Because the Lord's going to put up the prophets, just like he did with Elijah. It was hard to find Elijah. The King Ahab, he was searching for him. He couldn't find him for 3.5 years.
Man.
You know, they were sending people to search for Elijah. They couldn't find him.
Paul. Paul. Them niggas that made vows and oaths. Oh, we ain't gonna eat till we kill that nigga Paul. They could not get him. Lord can hide us, man. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Yeah, the golden wedge of Ophir, that's found in America. Ophir is America. When King Solomon was sending his voyage, the sea of men, the Canaanites, the Phoenicians, over here, it was a lot of gold over here. You know, and hence why Christopher Columbus, when he came over here in 1492, you know, he killed out, because he came to Hispaniola, which is a Dominican Republic in Haiti, in South America and stuff. There was a lot of gold over here, man. To the point when he was slaughtering out all the Northern Kingdom, not all of them, but a lot of them for that gold, man.
Hey, and even in Disney movies, they call this place El Dorado.
Right.
which is Spanish for the gold.
Gold, yeah. Gold is,
And it was literally about Spanish conquistadors coming over here, disturbing and bothering the Northern Kingdom,
yeah.
And
taking their resources.
And that's witchcraft too. For them to make a movie, the history is about, rape, rob, and pillage. But you make a movie, it'll make it seem like it was just,
It was cartoonish.
playful.
You know what I'm saying?
That's witchcraft.
That's
Well,
witchcraft.
Esau in this wicked, perverse system, he trains up a child in a way that he or she should go, so when they get old, they don't depart from it, So then you got your kids watching Disney movies and stuff. When they get old, they just, they think it's cool,
Yeah, I think the history is based off of.
They won that gold in the soccer match.
Yeah.
After you see the cartoon.
Let's verse 13. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall be moved out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
Yeah, how the Lord's gonna do that is by way of the missiles. The missiles are really gonna make the earth shake too, feel like a drum.
Yeah.
Because the missiles, it's the warheads that come out the missiles that destroys the land. So it's gonna make a very great, gonna vibrate the earth.
Isaiah 24, I started 18. It says, and it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. So it's not going to be an escape when the judgment comes. You got a question? Yeah.
Here it is, you can barely
Yeah,
walk.
your old bottle. That when the Lord Yahweh Shai spoke about old bottles, he was talking about him. Looking for free shit. Look at it. Look, demons just popped out.
But that's why we can't be emotional when judgment go out, because it's people like that.
Yeah.
Now if one of these legions out here come and beat the shit out of you, you're gonna have people out here trying to figure out what the hell was going on, man. Back in Isaiah 24, verse 19, the earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. So when the missiles hit, this place is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. And, it's going to be different because Isaiah speaks about the lines of confusion and the stones of emptiness is going to be moved. So the Lord is going to shake up the map that we
Separate
know
the land mass.
Yeah. It says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. It shall be moved as a cottage. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it.
Yeah, transgression is sins. And transgressions is sins is heavy in America. And that's why the Lord is going to bring the missiles to destroy this place because of their sins. Transgressions.
And it shall fall and not rise up again.
Because Esau not going to come back into power. This kingdom has to be destroyed. It's only going to be a desert with dolphin creatures, scorpions, screeching owls. I said Isaiah 34, man.
Well, the Lord isn't going to leave neither root nor branch. So this place ain't going to, grow and rise again like a tree. Because a tree, the way you get a tree up out of there, you got to take the roots out of there and all that. Because if you don't, it can grow back.
And I think it says in Ecclesiastes 3, it is a time to be unplanted, unrooted.
And so like, and that's why the Most High wanted Saul to remove all of those Amalekites at that time, because just leave a little root, little root, they could all grow back.
The Lord would have told David, he would have did the job. But it was prophecy. He started being power.
Back in Isaiah 13, verse, I'm gonna read 13 again. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall be moved out of her place in the wrath of Yahweh of hosts in the day of his fierce anger. And it shall be as a chaste robe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one to his own land.
Yeah, because even these heathens, they come over here to America, they know that this is not it. They have been deceived on the media to think that America is that golden city. So when they see that, you know, America is not it, and they see judgment coming, the war, pretenses, they hear about it, they flee into their countries, man. You know, to avoid the wrath of the Lord. But the Lord gonna put you in heathens in slavery anyways, man. You know, he gonna, Yahushua and the elect gonna come in all your countries where you dwell at, he gonna put you in slavery, man. So you can't flee from the judgment of the Lord.
Dig down into hell.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, they got a
Bunkers.
bunkers. You know?
Verse 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Yeah, because it says on Proverbs, go hand in hand. You know? Yeah.
Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished.
Yeah, so if you join to these Edomites, man, you know, these heathens, Jake, you're gonna be utterly destroyed, man. Because you're being like Esau. You know? You have Esau's same mindset and same spirit. The Lord will get rid of you.
But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered.
Yeah, which is the elect. The elect of Israel, the 144,000 holy apostles and prophets, 12,000, each 12 tribes of Israel, including the one-third. Yeah.
Alright. Verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed.
Like the sword is the ultimate sword is an ICBM missile.
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Troops, you know, from the other countries.
Yeah, the troops from the other countries, the UN troops when they land on American soil, they're gonna be doing that, man. You know, raping women, ravishing women. You know, because they hate them other troops from these other countries. They hate Americans, man.
Yep.
You know, and it's gonna be a evil spirit on them troops from the Lord that's gonna be having them do that, man.
And all of this,
All to fulfill prophecy. Yeah.
and all of this is contrary to the policies and the sentiments they push out in America, their media and their news and everything. How they always trying to get us all to get together and be as one. That whole be as one mentality, you know what I'm saying? All like race don't matter and this and all this. It don't matter when it comes to us, but they always trying to include us in everything so we could be part of their, you know, destruction.
And then you know what? A lot of like American military, they have like American pride. So
Yeah.
you know, when judgment got to go out, they may not be as harsh as these troops from these other countries.
Right.
You know, they don't have family over here.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, like about that, like, why did you and Amaya fall off? I'm like, Amaya, you like you was later. I'm like, oh, I thought
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
There's gonna be heavy judgment on you woman, man. You know, this prideful spirit, you just walking around with no man, that's no bra, no panties on, that's gonna change, man. You know,
They got a movement called, damn, I just looked at it this morning. And it's something along the lines of free the nipple. Women want to be able to have their nipples out like men.
like the blood brother Chicago, Miller Valley, South Carolina, upstate, but you know, like you always say, these women really just be envying men. You know? That's why they do the things that men do. Like you said, when men see that, that's not real men. That's not attractive because you're doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
You're supposed to do your feminine role.
Yeah. And these women, they look like the Instagram models and shit. They on there throwing footballs, shooting threes.
Shoot three
You know what I mean? Dribbling the ball between their legs. They got like bra on and shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, come on now. Get your ass in the kitchen and go fold some clothes.
It's like they want to be woman but masculine at the same time.
Yeah.
It don't work like that. You
That's
gotta
confusion.
Yeah, that's confusing. You know?
All right, continue on Isaiah 13. It says, verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Yeah, the Medes, them are the Russians, man. So they're not gonna delight, gold, money, none of that, man. Because ultimately, the Lord gonna put the spirit on them to take this place out. You know, Russians hate America too. Because them Russians are a different breed of Edomites. You know, their upbringing, they grew up different. They're more, rough. You know, they live in cold weather conditions. As opposed to America, it's more of a warmer climate. You know, so they're way different, man. You know, they're a lot of them, they're not homos.
Yeah, they're a lot more masculine.
Yeah, they're more masculine. You know?
It's a different kind of pride going now.
And you can tell, like, this how they look. They look different too.
Chiseled different,
Like they cheekbones.
Yeah, they cut different, yo.
They look like they ready to bear the sword.
You know what I'm saying?
Put some work in. like this Edomite right here.
That's the spirit.
This Edomite, he look like a
Man.
But he be the same when I be your boss at your job.
Yeah.
Telling you orders. Being austere to you and shit.
Then when they on public transportation, they crouching. Okay, verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men into pieces.
Yeah, which their bows are the missiles. You know?
They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children's life.
Yeah, so they're not gonna have no respect of persons for this place, man. You know, they're not gonna care about infants, old women, old men, and none of that shit. They don't care.
And that's the same spirit that the Most High put on Esau when he got here.
Yeah.
You know, he cut the northern kingdom up.
Yeah.
And then he went and got the southern kingdom and did the same thing. That's that spirit the Most High put on these people when it's time to do that work.
As it was done to these.
As it was done. Yeah.
So the Lord's about recompense, man.
Yep.
The Lord said it's a righteous thing.
Yeah, a righteous thing to recompense them that trouble.
The trouble you kind.
In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, because that was an example. As I said, an example in the New Testament, of how if you conduct your life in a wicked manner, that was a judgment, which we know they were, moles,
like a Jew. Yeah, like a Jew. I think it's
so
fire.
it's going. The Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed by fire and brimstone. Yeah. And America will be destroyed by fire and brimstone by way of the ICBM missiles. The warheads that come from the missiles, man. Yep. 200 million warheads, according to Revelation, the 9th chapter. See? So, and Sodom and Gomorrah was never inhabited. So it's going to be the same thing with America. It's not going to be inhabited never again because, like the bro said, the Lord's going to uproot the branch, the roots, man.
Verse 20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their folds there.
Because the Arabians, which are the Ishmaelites, they're known for setting up tents in the desert. So they're not going to be doing none of that shit here in America after the story. You know, this place is going to be an example of what not to be. Right. How you shouldn't live ungodly, man. You know? And that's going to put fear in the heathen nations in the kingdom. To know that our God, notice I said our, because our God is not the God to you heathen nations, man. Only to us, so-called Negroes, Latino Americans, which we are the true Israelites, man. Because when you read throughout the scriptures, our forefathers would say our God.
And
you know,
the Most High would also represent, like in Amos and like in Job, he don't know no other family. And he's our power, nobody else's. He even mentions that. That's good to back us up when we, you know what I'm saying? When we say our God, the Most High back us up with that.
Here they don't ever mention us and none of the things they got. But when it's us, we're supposed to mention you too.
You know?
Yeah, when you look at Japanese culture, they don't be talking to me, yeah, what's niggas? There's niggas there too. Isaiah 13.
He got spirits.
Huh?
He got spirits.
Probably more spirits just jumping.
He's playing with paper and shit.
And telling us we good. Verse 21, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and their time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged.
Her time is near to come, and her time is approaching, man. You know, when the Lord gonna take this bitch out. You know, and rightfully so, man, because wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. You know,
the whole world life in wickedness.
The whole world life.
This is Psalm 119, verse 126. It is time for thee, O Yahweh, to work, but they have made void thy law.
Yeah, so these people have made void thy law. When your check is void, it's useless. You know? So they made, these people made useless the ways of Yahweh Hashem Messiah, you know, by not, you know, keeping the laws and commandments,
not observing the holy days, the Sabbaths of the land, none of it.
You know? So there's a consequence for that. You know? And I'm applying this to our people because this shit is only for our people. The heathen, they were given us to idol worship.
An example of how these people made void the law, they do it by way of freedom, liberty, and justice for all.
Yeah.
That's an example of making void the law, because through freedom or liberty, you don't gotta
observe the law.
Observe the law.
Yeah.
Just make sure you stop at the red light, stop at the stop sign.
Right.
You know?
Respect the elderly.
Yeah. Be nice, love everybody.
You know?
Yeah, like El Sahab said in Mississippi, rebellion is disguised. Freedom is disguised as rebellion.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Real. Equality, women's liberation, equality, that's making void the law. Because women, they have their role in society, but that role isn't for them to be equal to a man. It's not supposed to be equal to a man, you know? A man-child was always, a man is always on, first it's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, and then man. So man on earth is on top, even in the animal kingdom. Now you do have some matriarchal, animal kingdoms, but for the most part, it's all male species driven.
Like a lion. Lion is the head of the pack.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know?
That's an
You
animal.
don't see a lioness
That
Even though
animal-
the lion can kill you too.
Yep.
But they know they gotta submit unto the lion. It's been, remember that one time we watched Animal Planet, and then that one lion came and tried to came to that lioness, and she immediately submitted.
Oh yeah,
To the-
got her back. Yeah.
Yeah. So they know.
Well, they were
See, this society, it gives women a false illusion.
of equality.
This wicked, perverse society. All right, scriptures call this place Babylon the Great or the whore. It promotes whorish manners. You know, look at the women. Like I said, these women, they don't wear bras, but if they get raped, then that's, you know, they want to cry out. You know, they wear the booty shorts, no panties. They out here working out late night. You know, they got an abundance of men at their beck and call to do whatever they want. You know, it's been an uptick of like men coming to women houses to enjoy some woman company, and then the ex-boyfriend, he rolls up and kill every fucking body. You know?
And he's justified doing that. You know?
Now we don't promote that.
We don't promote that. Yeah.
But
Say that.
hey, you know, scriptures speak about the wrath of a man. Speak about the wrath of a man.
Jealousy of
The jealousy of a man.
rage.
Yeah, Papa Sean.
Yeah, just want to say that, put out there too. You know, we don't promote that, but according to the law, he will be justified in that action.
Yeah.
You know? But if you do that, you know, you'll go to prison for that. So,
Yeah, you can't do that here.
Proverbs 6, verse 34. And it reads, "For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance."
Yeah, but they're saying a man that's jealous, oh yeah, that's weak, that's a weak nature. Nah. Why would you want somebody else with your woman? You know, and then say that that's being weak. But see, the surely of turning things upside down shall be esteemed as a potter's place. So in this society, everything is just completely flipped upside down. Half of these women, you don't even know, you gotta double check, you know?
You know? This Babylonian existence.
Yeah. All right, yeah, but
Shabbat 25 in the Apocrypha, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
and that's what this kingdom does. It gives women liberty to gad abroad, you know? To just be out here.
But men do that.
Yeah.
Men be out late at night and doing what they supposed to do, you know?
Fight wars, defending shit, you know, got experience and knowing particular things in the earth. You know, everything a woman needs is at home, man. Because we seen the fruit of letting women have equality and freedom, and look what y'all did with it.
Man.
You know, there's men out here, you know, that can't even, you know, go and step to a woman. That's why you got this whole new movement of Jake with these passports going to these other countries.
Right.
And they seeing in these other countries how women is fit, feminine, friendly, submissive, cooperative. They like, look, that Babylon, that American lifestyle ain't really on these other women out here. So they have identified that America is a problem, and its influences have really turned these.
They'll talk to you first.
A 5 or 6 in Colombia, a woman that we, you know, a 5 or 6 in Colombia is a 9 or a 10 out here. You know, that's how beautiful the woman is in the country.
This is Psalm 85 and Psalm 82 in verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness, all the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Now, darkness is synonymous with ignorance. You know, these people is walking in ignorance. Here we go, Isaiah 62. 60. So these people is walking in ignorance, man. The stuff that these people think is right is completely wrong, man.
Isaiah 60 and 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
So it's a separation. You got, you know, the men of the Lord, the light, and then you have gross darkness to people. You know, so you have a overwhelmingly amount of people that's in straight ignorance. And we know women outnumber men, so majority is these women out here, man.
Yeah, they don't acknowledge men, none of that. As soon as their car breaks down, they actually every man they see.
They call it the tow man.
Yeah.
They go into the tire shop. You know, they go into all these different things that require a man. So that's just the illusion of the society. You know, but the beautiful thing is the Lord is going to destroy this shit, man. And the Lord has told us what he's going to do to this place before it happens. He commanded us to tell these people. So I'm going to get this over here in 2 Esdras 15. 2 Esdras chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Yeah, you know, that's what we do. You know, what prophecy means to say before, and we prophesy our people, give them warning, like it says in Ezekiel, give them warning from me. You know?
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh.
Yeah, because the Lord, as Apostle Bar always say, the Lord has challenged his spirit through our spirit to push his word out, man. Because this is not of our doing. You know, these are the Lord's prophecies, and he been faithful and true. You know, because he is the word.
It says, fear not the imaginations against thee.
Yeah, these wicked thoughts of these people, man, how they think about us, you know, these scoffers and gainsayers, you know, you're not supposed to fear those things, man. Because this is a battle, and this is what comes with standing up for truth. You know, as it says Isaiah, you know, when one depart from evil, he maketh himself a prey. So you're gonna be preyed upon when you following after righteousness, man. Yeah. You know,
We see that out here. We get people come way across the street and come straight over here to scoff.
And they be little skinny niggas and shit like that.
Old niggas
Old
with dementia.
crusty ladies.
They
and shit.
dementia go away for a minute, point at the signs and try to say something, and then go down the street and take their shoes off.
but you'll never experience that outside of camp.
Nah.
Only at camp you
Only
experience
at
those
camp.
type of things.
Exactly.
So that's how you know the Lord, you know, spirit on them to do
Put
that.
a spirit on the camps. Yup.
Exactly.
It says, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Right, which incredulity means unbelief.
Unbelief.
We can't allow the unbelief, their unbelief cause us to stop following Yahweh Shimon Shai, man. You know, as the scripture say, let no man take thy crown. We can't let no outside influence corrupt our minds to stop believing in Yahweh Shimon Shai. If it comes down to family, friends, your wife, your children, you know, because at the end of the day, they can't save you. Only the Lord can save you, man. And whatever you lose on this side, the Lord will give it back to you in a hundredfold in the kingdom. What you got on this side is a polluted way, it's a polluted version of what you're gonna get in the kingdom, which will be the pure version, the pure version of what you got on this side, man. You know?
That's why Yahweh Shai said, if your right eye offend thee, pluck it out.
Yeah. Which he was talking about things that was hindering you. He wasn't talking about your actual eye. You know, he wasn't talking about putting a knife to your eye and take it out. No. He was talking about actually people that's in your life that's close to you. You know, such as your family, your wife, your children. You
Things
know?
of importance, like family members that's of importance.
Yeah.
You know, like your right
Cousin.
eye, man, that's important. You know? Your right eye, your hand, That can be your cousin that you was real close with coming up. You know? It's pretty much been you and him all your life. You come in the truth. This nigga talking about some what? Why ain't no white people on that sign right there? Oh man, God is love. I've been in the church. You know me, I've been in the church all my life, man. I ain't never heard that, man. You in some cult. You gonna have to cut your right hand off, man.
Hey man, you can say, oh, cuz, or you fake now. You don't never answer my text message or call me back.
Yeah, you didn't tell me happy birthday.
Yeah.
Big grown ass old nigga. You didn't tell me happy birthday, man.
That's the thing about this truth. This truth is supposed to allow you to grow up, man.
Yeah. When you was a child, you thought as a child.
But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Yeah, birthday and shit,
Yeah,
man.
like you said one time, you only you only have one birthday. That's the day you were born.
Time.
And the man of the Lord cursed that day.
Yeah.
Yep. Better to mourn in the day the child is
Better
born.
is the end of a thing than the beginning of it.
Right. The brother Ron Moff.
Yeah.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, Ron Moff. What up? You put a few scripts up.
So it say, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Yeah. So that's the ones that don't believe. You know, they're gonna die in their unfaithfulness, man.
Yep.
You know?
Brother,
They're
you
gonna
want
be
time.
partakers in the lake of fire.
Brother Kabar Awa. Shalom.
Scripture book?
Yeah, they putting up scripts. Yeah.
It was a little earlier, so it's probably
Yeah, they probably not there no more.
it's probably a different spirit. Which is all the same spirit. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world.
See, I will bring plagues. Because people like to blame us that this is where the result of why all this is happening around the world. No, the Lord is bringing this, man. As we read earlier, Isaiah 13, I will bring plagues because of their evil.
Those are scourges.
It says, behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
Yeah. You know? And that's what we're seeing now. You know, with this monkey business, you know, with all these flash floods in Cali, the fires in Northern California, you know, which that's judgment on you Edomites, because you Edomites live in them big mansions and rural areas. You know?
I've been seeing a lot of judgment on the women.
Yeah.
All across the board, just judgment on women. You know, the natural disasters and all that stuff. You know?
What happened in Kentucky a couple weeks ago?
Mass shootings.
That one dancer that was on that stage. You seen that dancer that was on that stage? The whole sign, the whole lighting structure came down. The lighting for the show just landed on, and they got the videos. It crushed her, landed right in the middle of her, man. It was a video I seen.
I don't know if y'all seen it, man, but the brother, man, he did it. Screen recorded it. It was these two. They looked like they was Northern Kingdom. They was at the stoplight like this, and the car just came fast. It both killed them.
Just standing there.
They were standing at the crosslight right here.
Damn.
In comfort, huh?
Yeah. They were just they didn't think they was gonna be put to death at that moment.
That's a straight out
But that
judgment.
car came quick and it hit the Esquire to the wall hard as fuck. He was dead.
Oh, we saw, remember with the roller coasters, them weeks? Them roller coaster judgments? Them back-to-back weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, falling from a roller coaster, bro, that's judgment.
His body didn't even bounce. It just
Splat.
like a pancake.
That's why I recommend brothers don't go on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I mean, you can probably go to the theme park, but not on a roller coaster.
Hey, but like you just said, when I was a child, I thought as a child.
They was different back then,
Yeah.
you know, than now.
You got Jake's lazy now.
Yeah.
You know, the operators of that shit. This they third job for the day. Feel me? They second job for the day. They own the machine. They operate them roller coasters. Half sleep.
The love of many waxing cold. They don't give a fuck.
And that's some final destination shit though.
Yeah.
You know that one they had got all killed from that roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
The schools was missing, like
Yeah.
loose,
Yeah.
you know.
But that one kid that got off there and 5 people got off with
He
him.
was like a pop sign to them.
Yup.
For you know.
But look at the theme of the show is you can't escape me though.
Yeah.
All right, you got off, but check it out. I will come visit one by one.
For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Yeah, so all your hurtful works have been fulfilled, man. All your evil deeds have been fulfilled in the earth. So now it's time for the prophecies to be fulfilled on you. Judgment. You know? Like what I'm saying, we're seeing that now, but it's gonna be a point in time when it's gonna intensify. It's gonna be just like in ancient Egypt, them places back to back.
Back to back.
Back to back, back to back. To know, to let the mindset of people know, like, nah, this is from the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, this is a divine judgment.
Because the Most High declared it before it happened.
Yeah. But and Lo and I was edified on the midnight camp, Sunday camp. So with that, we give all praise and glory to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadosh.
Double honors to the apostle of Elder Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to Dr. Aki. Let's preach the word in all truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Every lesson better than last, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I think they was Jake's. Lincoln Park.
Yeah.